No experts, no insiders, just fans.
Transmission from Smackdown Wrestling Podcast begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin broadcast.
It is Tuesday night. That means it is Smackdown time. Episode 269 of the MOWP. Alongside me is Medine. What is going on, sir?
I'm noticing on the board that there's one person there.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Yes.
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
It's Teddy Two Stone Heart. We did have Stike Leather earlier, but I'm sure he got called away either by his woman or his daughter or something.
Yeah, that's great. Where the hell is everybody else?
I don't know. It's Tuesday night. This wasn't a great episode.
It doesn't matter.
We're going to shit on
It doesn't matter if it was a great episode, jabroni.
I don't know if we'll shit on the whole thing, but we'll at least put it out of its misery and never probably talk about it again after tonight. I think that's safe to say, wouldn't you?
I guess so. I'm just a little bit upset at the turnout here, to be honest with you. I mean, we are the best show on the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast network of shows.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're going to be here. They're just not on time. We started on time, which we usually don't because we have technical difficulties, etc., etc., etc.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Hey, look, I was right. Stike Leather's back. He said he had to put his daughter to bed. So
She can listen too, you know.
hey, we got the important people here. That's
What, me and you?
Yeah, exactly. See, you're starting to catch on.
What you need to make a good Smackdown is your 3 key ingredients.
I don't even have a topic 3 name yet. I just realized, so it doesn't matter. Number 1, second verse done in reverse. Number 2, sing 3. Number 3, whatever we were gonna name the women's segment here, and then number 4, we're gonna basically just do our little predictions for what little matches they've announced for Fastlane. What are you gonna say?
Was it number 3 like Glorious Magician or something like that?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
Right?
wrote down Sing 3 by accident. Yes, it's the Glorious Magician.
Number 1.
Number 1, though, I did get that one right. Second verse, done in reverse. So what was once a triple threat match for the title became a fatal 5-way for the title, which became a 6-pack challenge for the title, which became a fatal 5-way for no title. What the fuck? All that shit happened. None of that can be disputed. Anaconda Vice is here.
What's
going on, Medine?
Adam, what's worse is that, okay, you start off with a pretty decent, above average, I'll say above average match between AJ and Dolph. You were stating how, you know, Dolph is the modern day Randy, how if he only has a few minutes that he only gets to do certain set, but they gave him longer than that.
Yeah, when he has a 5-minute match, he does his 15 moves.
Right.
And that's it.
But then they gave them longer. They actually wrestle for about 12, maybe 10, 12 minutes. Then they get the double DQ with Sammy and KO coming in. And now Shane wants to cram a 5-way into the final 15 minutes of the night.
Of a go-home show, no less.
Of a go-home show, yes.
And, of course, the announcers cited it. It's probably the only smart thing they said. Berto and Juan have joined us as well now. See?
About fucking time.
If you start it, they will come. If you start it, they will. Well, anyway, so the match, I thought, between AJ and Dolph and the promo build and everything that they did ahead of time, you know, throwing shots, hey, 13 years, buddy, and you've never lived up to your potential.
Love that line.
And AJ, Dolph had a good comeback, though, to it. He said, well, it did take you 10 years just to walk through the door.
They were trading barbs.
Yeah, shots fired, and then they had a great match, and then they were forced to have another. And the opening part of this promo before all the Dolph involvement did involve Cena. It makes me think, and they focused a lot on Cena tonight when they talked to Knock. It makes me think that that's going to be a triple threat.
So unfortunate.
Especially now with, I know this isn't Mud Report time, but we talked about this last night. You weren't on the show. Ray is injured.
Yeah, I don't do that show.
But no, Ray is injured. Remember, the rumor was Cena was going to fight Ray.
You know what? I think that was a swerve the entire time.
Really?
Yes. I really do. And it really didn't make sense, Adam, for Cena to come out last night and do that entire promo, seeing as
it made no sense.
It made no sense, seeing as the guys that he was talking about are on this show. So he's basically out there for no reason, just taking up time last night.
Yeah, AJ retaliated to a video for a couple minutes, and then Dolph came out, and they actually had a real segment.
So where was Cena tonight? I mean, I guess you give him the night
off. Well,
off.
and the announcers pointed it out, though. He's got the night off. He's coming in fresh. They're selling the storyline of why he's going to go over on Sunday. They're trying to, I guess before they bend us over and take us to Browntown, they're trying to lube us into it, if you will. They want us to, get a taste so that when
get a couple drinks in us.
Yeah, when it happens, it's gonna happen, Medine.
I'm just laughing at you saying, "Take us to Browntown."
It feels like it. It feels like a lot lately. Like WWE just bends us over and it's like, here, just take what we give you.
And it looks like that Braun meme that I showed you during the break with the Brazzers logo on the bottom. That's them finishing us off.
Apparently, according to Juan, Jimmy Uso just got killed by Braun in the Mixed Match Talent.
Oh, it's
challenge.
over. Yeah, it's over already. I have it up here.
Good.
It's done.
Good.
So
that's where they were.
So I mean,
our whole audience has to watch that. That's why they were 5 minutes late.
Okay. So we go back to this 5-way.
Oh yeah.
And
stay on topic,
yeah.
Medine.
So
Jesus.
With the 5-way, I didn't like the spots. I guess they're trying to save everything for Sunday, which fine.
I did like the finishing spot.
Oh yeah. I did like Sammy winning because that was unexpected. I thought Corbin was going to end up.
Well,
with
but
a
it was a haluva kick out of nowhere. Like it truly was out of nowhere. There was no real setup to it. It just it happened so quickly. AJ fought off everybody.
It had
and
to
then that.
Well, yeah, it had to happen with KO too, because earlier in the night where they were saying, something about who I don't know who was saying to lay down for the other.
I don't know. Remember last week, Sammy said that he would lay down for KO.
Right.
And KO asked him in the promo, he said, "Are you still going to lay down for me?" And he says, "I will lay down for you."
Yeah.
He said,
on top of you.
He goes, "I can't wait because you're going to be the," he basically read off his resume, including his victory on Sunday. Which, whatever. And yes, Juan even says, he goes, "I can believe that Cena's going to win on Sunday." It's also... Stikelether says it's reported that Cena Undertaker match is going to play out on SmackDown.
Oh, great. So I'm going to have to stop watching SmackDown too now? Really? I'm done with the dead man. Done.
The dead man, I don't even know if I'd be happy if American Badass came back or whatever. Before we move on, is there anything left on this topic?
Well, I'll tell you what. Sammy goes in with a victory, and now it looks like Sammy is the heel.
Yes, Medine.
Just like
I was
said.
waiting for you to do it. You had wait. Let's
let's
be honest. Okay, you didn't even remember this. The board had to remind you from last week. Anaconda Vice, you said it right after he put it up on the board. He says
it just happened.
Kevin turns face. Sammy goes heel. You were right, Medine.
It just
I was
so
wrong.
happened that it happened at the same time.
I
same
was
time,
wrong.
man.
I was wrong.
Wow. But anyway. We called that. I think we called that a while back, though. That wasn't something that we just called recently.
But no, I mean we spoke about it recently, and I was against it. I said there's no
you
way.
Hated the idea of it.
Yeah.
Make a good lucha thing.
I don't know that it does make a good lucha thing, Sin Cara, but because the fans didn't really buy into Sammy being the heel tonight. Like I said when I originally made the statement, he's gonna have to go uber heel. He's gonna have to fucking do some dastardly fucking shit in order to make the crowd hate him.
Was this dastardly, though?
No, not enough.
This was just the first phase one of his turn?
Yeah, he's got to, like, put KO's knee in a chair and stomp that shit. He's got to bust him open.
Well,
something.
They do have, after Sunday, they've got 3.5 weeks, technically, to build him in KO at Mania.
And that's where the build happens. But they have to really make people hate Sammy. He can't be little annoying Sammy now. He's got to be, like, ultra cocky, like, I'm so much better. You heard him tonight? Like he was he was the cock of the walk. Like he was.
Oh yeah,
the best thing since sliced bread.
And that's the way he acted.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
Yeah, he was like freaking like Wesley Snipes after the jump shot. He sure was.
I'm great. I'm great at pushing buttons. That's what I do. Noah's finally joining us, Hall of Famer. He says, tonight in training, I learned the ultimate goal in wrestling is to try and get your dick sucked.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if he means that, but I'm definitely not going to want to get in the business now.
All right.
I asked Medine.
Hey, speaking of packages, have you received yours yet?
Yeah. Anaconda Vice says, I'm hyped for a Kevin face turn. He plays a good baby face. Fans who haven't seen it love it. But he does it so well when he's fake face, bringing that crowd in and then dogging the shit out of them. Like, he just turns on him real quick. I'll miss that little swerve turn, whatever you want to call it. I'll miss that. Stike says, for Sammy and Kevin, you don't have to do a long build because of their history. It's true. But you do have to play Sammy to go full heel. Like Medine said.
Did you just see that?
See what?
The ghost of Stone Cold?
Stone Cold. No.
Wow. I'm seeing things then.
Yeah. KO started as a face on NXT. KO's been a face. He's been one of those tweeners at times, and he's been a full heel. It's not a big switch. Sammy, that would be the twist on this rivalry, since they are renewing something that has been done so much, is changing their roles.
I haven't been exposed to KO as a face, so I'm interested to see it, but I hold so much stock in him as a heel that it's going to be hard for me to be like, oh, wow, yeah, I can see the crowd liking him now.
It's going to be good. I don't think we're going to be disappointed.
Number 2.
Speaking of disappointed, number 2, the Glorious Magician. So we had Bobby Roode come out to stop what was going to be a 3-on-1 attack
again
from the Riot Squad. And this time, no, because Becky and Naomi had to watch TV and Becky had to wrestle in a different match. They, weren't going to come save her. So here comes her fellow Robe Warrior. You think, but really his music just hits. He gets in the ring. For some reason, the Riot Squad and Charlotte all freeze. Like the principal just caught them in a fight at the schoolyard cafeteria or something like that. I don't know what the fuck that was. And then when they come back from commercial, the women are just all gone. No melee. They don't show us anything like, what did they all walk out hand in hand like Wizard of Oz style?
The first thing I noticed beforehand was the contrast between the two female competitors. Ruby Riott and Charlotte couldn't be further away from each other on the spectrum as far as their look and even their wrestling style. I'm glad that they didn't have another 3-on-1 because we've seen that now for 2 months where the Riot Squad comes and beats up Charlotte. We've even had her, go super Charlotte, if you want to say, and take all 3 of them out. But but at least now tonight they did something different. They had freaking Bobby Roode Houdini come and snap his fingers.
Yeah, but Jinder won in the end. Jinder won. The other Singh was killed.
I think we won.
So we need a third one. And Jinder is going to we'll get to more of this in the predictions. I won't waste it here. Why would Sammy throw away his plan for a meaningless match? IA Strike Force says. That is a good point. This could be for the title on Sunday had he done it then.
All right.
It makes a good point, but it's because neither of them is going to win the title and they're going to fight at Mania is the ultimate reason.
And speaking of neither one winning the title, nor Jinder or Randy is going to win the U.S. title on Sunday.
Well, we'll get to that in predictions.
I thought we were talking about that right now. Like that.
No,
subject.
that's why. Did you not just
Did you
hear
just,
what I?
You didn't hit any buttons to go
Did
to
you
number
hear
3?
what I said though?
I don't usually listen.
I said I won't blow it. We'll get to that.
Oh,
Anyway,
get
on
to
the
what?
board, they're asking about Steve, where Steve's been, and
Who?
one asks if we sent him to a home because he's so old.
Well, time out. First of all, guys, I want to update you that today is Tuesday, which is Smackdown. Monday is called Rawsome.
Oh, God.
And you would expect to see Steve on the show that he is named after on Mondays.
You are such a dick.
Exactly. So, if you want to ask where Steve is, do it on Monday because that's his show. This.
I'm not finished with you!
Tell him, Braun.
Anyway, can I move on now?
I don't know. Hit the button.
All right.
Number 3.
Number 3, the women were garbage. How about that?
But they didn't do a 3-way. It was just a tag team or a 6-man.
But the fake melee at the end there, Ruby Riot's promo. Let me look at my notes because I do want to mention some of this shit. She says that Charlotte was set up for success, and she's gonna knock her off her pedestal. That's the highlight I got there. And Charlotte says, "I just can't succeed. I have to be great," or some shit like that. I forgot it before I could write it down.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And then we saw a terrible Natty Carmella whatever exchange.
Hey, I'm glad to see Carmella back on television in the One Piece. I'll tell you that much.
And by the way, that match was added to Fastlane.
Yes.
Becky and Naomi versus Carmella and Natty.
As
Not
long-
against the Riot Squad, who they've been fighting, but suddenly we remember that Carmella has a briefcase and has had one for 261 days.
Oh, have you been counting?
Nope, they told me it tonight on the show.
I thought you were.
I have no idea if that's actually true.
I thought you were Xing off of the calendar.
And that's the bottom line because Medine said so. That's what Teddy says on the board.
Can I get a hell yeah?
And Anaconda Vice says, does this Mania seem a little lackluster to you guys, or maybe it's just me?
No, this is a shitty Mania.
It's
this
terrible.
is the shittiest Mania. I went back and looked since WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta.
Medine 316 just whipped your candy ass.
And that's the bottom line.
Wow. Anyway, I got nothing else for the women. Can I move on?
I'm just glad to see Carmella on television again in the One Piece. Looks like she's been doing her squats.
The booty dough.
That's probably the only good thing about it. Anyway, special number 4 here is going to be our predictions. There's only 5 matches announced, so this will go pretty quick because half of them are garbage. Let's just start at the first garbage. Natty and Carmella, Becky and Naomi. This is the one where you flip a fucking coin because the rest of this card, I believe, is absolutely predictable. But what do you got, Medine? What's yours here? Board, you can tell me it's your pick. And Stike says WrestleMania 11 was the worst Mania ever until this year.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's the worst one, but the worst since 27. 27 was bad.
Well, and wait, Berto says we've been saying every Mania is shit for the last 10 years. Yes, Berto, and they keep getting lower.
Yeah.
Last year was okay, but it was okay in spots.
Right.
That's it. That's what all of them are really now. Is there's 3 or 4 good moments, and the rest of it is shit for 4 hours.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Going back to the match, I'm going to go with the heel ladies. I'm going to go with Carmella and Natty because I think Becky and Naomi end up in a match at Mania.
You don't think there's any chance
Oh,
that,
wait. No.
that Carmella loses and then cashes in?
Not at Fastlane. I'm still...
She doesn't need to win, dude.
I know, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to look ahead here, and I'm like, okay, well, Charlotte's still without a Mania opponent, isn't she?
Yeah, because Asuka, I still don't believe that Asuka's not coming.
Right. Has she made it clear what she's doing?
They've on the web, they say that that's the report, and they're clearly building a Nia-Alexa feud more than they are Alexa-Asuka over there.
I have that written down as a match, too.
So I don't know yet. My money is still on Asuka Charlotte because,
So mine.
again, Charlotte's had no build, and this you don't need a build for.
No.
All you need is Asuka to go.
To show up.
Yeah. And point at her. And then
So you
point
know
at
what?
the sign.
Yeah.
Gotta point at the sign.
I'll go. No, that's Ronda's thing. I'm gonna go back to Carmella and Natty. Then I'm going with that.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the face team. So Medine, you got the heels. I got the faces. And heels win. Stike Leather says this Mania is super weak. Feels like they threw it together last minute. Anaconda Vice says, well, they did have a bunch of injuries, but that's no excuse. And Juan, I don't know if you remember, but Rob, I believe, I always fuck this up when it's not my idea, but somebody mentioned, wouldn't that be crazy if Asuka beat Charlotte at Mania or beat whoever and then got cashed in on by Carmella, and Carmella ended the streak? It was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Well, Juan's bringing it up on the board.
And
Great Mexicans think alike.
And shut up, Dick. Rob, he basically just took a fire extinguisher to that idea of mine. He was like, "Oh my God, that would be so terrible if Carmella did that." But would it?
Yeah, Vice says that Carmella cashes in and Asuka beats her also.
Okay, that could happen too. Yeah, that could happen too.
I mean, the first Money in the Bank winner for the women's never got to cash in. That's James Ellsworth. So the second one losing, 261 days she carried a prop around, and half the time she wasn't on TV.
He's parading around the indie scene as the transgender champion now.
Andy Kaufman did that. Why not? He's piggybacked everything else. Good for him to make anything work. The chinless wonder strikes again. Ruby and Charlotte. Any fucking chance that Charlotte loses this, Medine?
Nope.
Berto, I think, is being sarcastic. He says, what are you talking about that this Mania sucks? First of all, it hasn't happened. And second of all, there are improvements since last year in belt matchups. You can argue side by side once the card is complete, Berto, that yes, there will be some improvements, but many of them are going to fall by the wayside. That's just my personal opinion.
Last year we actually got a decent Goldberg-Lesnar 6-minute match. We got the end of a Randy.
We got Undertaker at his worst,
but he wasn't fighting for a belt. I'm going belt matchups. Going with the fatal four-way tag match was really good.
Yeah, the ladder.
Yeah, with the
where
ladder.
the Hardys return.
That was really good. Miz didn't defend the Intercontinental title.
We're supposed to be doing like Fastlane predictions, right?
Yeah, I know.
Not WrestleMania 33 recap.
It's all Alberto's fault.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm cutting you off. Charlotte for Stike Leather. I say Charlotte. You're supposed to tell me, is there any chance that it's not Charlotte?
No, there's no way.
Okay, so we don't really need to talk about Ruby because they gave her a little mic time and a push there and tried to have some legitimacy. Maybe Asuka even shows up after Charlotte wins. Do you think there's any chance of that? And no, I didn't see Daniel Bryan at all. Anaconda Vice is asking on the board.
If what they say about Backlash is true, with it being a joint pay-per-view and it possibly being a prelude to the draft or the actual draft itself, then possibly we could see Asuka after Mania. But I don't know. I don't think so. They need another marquee matchup, and they need one in the women's division. And Charlotte Asuka is the only one that could.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you see her showing up after Ruby loses on Sunday? Do you see like Asuka on the ramp?
I see what you're saying.
Point at Charlotte, point at the sign, and they go, and the announcers go, "Oh my God, is she declaring?" Some bullshit. It's the only swerve I could kind of see them playing this out. Charlotte's gonna win. This one, again.
No, I see that happening on SmackDown, Adam.
Okay. Again, I don't think that Nakamura going in as the Rumble winner going into Mania is going to lose. But do you have any argument that Rusev's going to beat him on Sunday for a match they just made tonight?
Nope.
Estrada's here, by the way.
I would love to see Rusev win because he's so over right now.
But he won't.
But he's not going to, unfortunately.
He won't.
And I wouldn't doubt if his buddy cost him the match somehow. And then they got thrown into the pre-show in a match against each other.
The amount of one-on-ones and superstar power there, they're not going to throw something like that on the card.
Pre-show?
I don't see it.
Not even the pre-show?
No, man. I don't even know what the fuck's going to make the pre-show card for Fastlane. We got 5 fucking matches here in predictions. You're talking about the pre-show for Mania. They're going to throw probably Andre there.
I'm on the Fastlane to Mania.
They're going to throw Andre there. Daniel Bryan versus Shane at Mania. Anaconda Vice says 0 chance or it's going to happen.
I have it written down as a match.
I have it as a match, but I I don't know at this point.
It's 10% right now.
Yeah. We knew we got the confirmation of Ronda against Triple H and Stephanie last night at least, so we get that. Shin's going to win. Let's just face it. Shin's going to win over Rusev Day.
Yep.
It's just going to happen. So now we got Rude versus Orton.
And Jinder.
Jinder hasn't been officially thrown in there.
Not yet.
I'm going to say
real?
that.
Are you sure about that?
I'm going to say that this match doesn't go to conclusion because Jinder gets involved.
I'm going to have to look that up because I thought he was at it already.
He was not added when I looked at it before we went on air.
All right, well, Bobby wins somehow still.
You think Bobby wins?
Yeah.
What if Jinder's not in there is what I'm saying. If Jinder's not in there, Bobby beats Randy clean. That's what I'm saying. This feud is too good to end here at Fastlane. If Bobby wins, it ends. If Randy wins, you squash Bobby's first real defense. So Jinder gets involved. You save face of both those guys going into Mania where it means something more. You don't like that?
No, I like my idea at Mania. We're putting a ladder and putting that belt on a hook for somebody to go get it. And putting 6 guys in that match. I know it's another multi-person match. I know, Rob. But, I mean, what else are you going to do with the U.S. title to make it interesting?
So you're saying Bobby wins? Bobby
wins on Sunday.
Okay. The other Juan's bringing up another point that could happen.
Because Randy doesn't need to. That's why.
Yeah. Well, Juan's pointing out that there could be a countout. Title doesn't have to change hands that way. And Stike says Bobby versus Jinder versus Randy at Mania. It looks like that's what's going to happen, Stike, and that's why I think that Jinder's going to get involved here. But that means that both mid-card belts are going to be triple threats.
Fuck it. Just throw them all together. Combine the belts. Have the winner hold up both belts.
You know, this is one of those times when I say that you go too far.
I know. I always go one too far.
Berto says Daniel Bryan versus Punk versus Taker is going to be at Mania this year. Yeah. In your dreams.
Oh, and Teddy went off the rails and took like a huge toke and said AJ Styles versus HBK and Undertaker stay. Oh, those are his dream matches.
Those are his dream matches. Yeah.
Pardon me.
Those are his haze
Pardon
matches.
me. Sorry.
Vice says creative needs a fucking shakeup. Yes, they do. Here's your 6-way. I'm gonna lead this one off. I think the writing's on the wall for Cena and yet another triple threat at Mania. I think this should be called Triple Threat Mania.
No.
I don't want to see Cena Taker. No. I want to see him less as part of this match, making it a triple threat. But what the hell, Medine? Who's your winner? Do you think AJ just gets out?
Yeah, AJ's going to win. He's not going to lose the 5-way or the 6-pack challenge. No way. It's not an elimination match, right?
Well,
it's
no.
A straight up.
It's a straight up match. Now, yeah, one pin. Now let's just run down the list for argument's sake, because there's nothing on this card anyway during this prediction segment. But Baron Corbin not going to win. He's not going to Mania to fight Nakamura. Dolph Ziggler, nope, not going to happen. Sammy, KO, they are booked together.
Yep. So
it comes down to AJ and Cena. It really just, I know there's 6 dudes in the match. There's fucking only 2 that matter. And Vice says, Medine, you're right. On paper, this Mania is stale milk, dude. I think we're both saying that. But Anaconda Vice, I think, is in your fan club.
Stale milk is a gratuitous description. Or not gratuitous, rather, but a generous way to put it.
Stike is taking the old argument that Rob used before. He says AJ wins because Cena's not winning 17 on a B-level pay-per-view. Didn't Cena win 16 on a B-level pay-per-view?
No, I think he won it at Royal Rumble.
You sure?
Yeah, I think 16 was a Royal Rumble.
Well, Cena buries everyone, even dream matches. Juan says, yes, that is true, and that's probably going to happen.
No, that's not true. Cena has put over plenty of guys over the past couple
but
of
what
years.
he's talking about by inserting himself into, like, making things triple threat because he has to be involved. Something like that.
I think that's more of the brass thinking, oh, we need our top guy, one of our our face. We need the face of our company to be in one of the main matches. And that's not necessarily true. You remember at WrestleMania 30, he wrestled Bray Wyatt in the middle of the card.
So, then who's your winner?
On Sunday? AJ.
Yes.
AJ comes out as champion. There's no way he doesn't. I don't know what happens with Cena. Honestly, I don't know what happens with the other 5 guys. That's not for me to decide.
I don't.
That's above my pay grade.
I don't care. Maybe you're right about the ladder match. Maybe that's where that's where Baron and Dolph join Jinder, Randy, and Bobby. Maybe they make that a 5-way at Mania so that both matches aren't triple threats. I don't fucking know. I know that Sammy and KO are going to come out of this. I know that AJ is fighting Knock. The addition of Cena or not, I'm not sure. But you're going to go AJ. The board is saying, let's see, pretty much AJ wins. Cena buries everyone. Nobody's actually picking Cena but me, apparently, though. But they are saying, including Estrada, that Cena and Taker is going to happen. I don't see it, and
I don't want to see it.
I'm going to move on from that.
Smackdown presents
Good, bad, and glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
I forgot to check in with AJC over on Twitch. He says Rob is kind of cunty on Mondays, and the women's tag match will probably be the pre-show for Fastlane. And they still only have 4 other matches. And AJC also agreed with you. We need that draft, and IA Strikeforce said AJ pins Ziggler.
AJC, I'm a little worried about the draft because I don't want to see certain talents leave our show and other talents from that other show come here.
Well, and that's a good segue to bringing up the other show. NXT, AJC says is going to be 5 times better than Mania. Every Big 5 weekend, now that they do 5 when it was originally 4, TakeOver's stolen the weekend.
Yep.
And so you've proven that frickin' you can do good creative, but you just don't want to actually bring it to TV. I don't get it. I believe it was Juan, or maybe it was Berto the other day that said you expect theater, but they're doing it all for production on TV or something like that. He said it much wittier, whoever the hell it was. It was one of those two. But the point being is that's what it is. So Berto says, marked out where the hosts are cunts, dicks, and racists, LOL. Well, I don't know about all
Not
that.
that bad.
I know, right? Good, bad, glorious, creative, fail, LOL, Medine, what you good?
Another show where it was another show where it was difficult to find anything good that came out of it. But I'm gonna go with Sammy's victory at the end of the show because it was unexpected. I didn't think that he was gonna be the one standing tall at the end of the night.
All right, I'll give you a coin for that. Good for me was AJ and Dolph. The match they put on before all the interruptions and bull crap. I thought it was a very solid match. I didn't see how AJ could lose going into it, so I liked that the attack there. I just don't know why the 5-way happened after. You know, you didn't need to end the match. That's fine, but whatever. Good. Teddy says Sammy. Stike says Sammy. What? Anyway, did y'all hear there's a chance Bobby Fish could miss NXT TakeOver New Orleans?
Yeah, he had I heard he went down with a knee injury.
Yeesh.
Possibly.
Yeesh.
Could be something serious.
Yeesh. That's bad. What's your bad?
This was just as difficult to choose from because there was a plethora of bad throughout this show, littered. So I will go with the garbage that was.
Take your pick. Take your pick.
No, I'm gonna go with the opening segment of Charlotte and Ruby. Not because they were bad themselves.
It didn't conclude.
But that's why. Because there was no real end to it.
Late good for Juan. He says Randy being a douche.
Hey, watch it, man. That's my boy.
That's okay. Bad, the opening segment. Stike agrees with you. No Daniel Bryan for Teddy is bad. My bad, Dolph Ziggler. 13 years. Never a singles match at Mania. I had to think about that, but he was showcased in a lot of those ladder matches for the Money in the Bank briefcase, and of course he won some of them, but he's never been in a singles match. That is crazy. In 13 years, they've never given him the rub. Do you find that weird?
I mean, they gave him a rub, but not the one he wanted.
That's what happens. Glorious up next. I'll kick it off. You guys stole it in the good, but I think Sammy winning tonight was glorious. I absolutely do. Don't you think?
That was my good, so no, I'm going to say no.
You don't think it was okay? Fine.
That was my good.
Yeah,
you're gonna buzz me if I say that's my glorious. You're gonna buzz me and say, "You said that already."
All right, fine. What do you got?
My glorious were the Barbs traded by AJ and Ziggler in their promo. I really like the fact that they were trying to stab each other out there with their one-liners.
Yeah, well, they were also breaking down the fourth wall, catering to the marks. Bad for Juan late here. Shane versus Brian not really getting a push. Yeah, Brian's not even on the show. They're being very inconsistent with it. It's the slowest no build, whatever. I like Juan's glorious. He said, no Bash Brothers. That's not even their name. I don't care. The Bludgeon Brothers suck. Right now, they're just lame imitations of what they used to be in old Kane gear. Glorious finally got all the wedding plans done for Stike. That would be glorious. Glorious for Teddy. He's all clear, no STD. Good for you, Teddy.
All right.
Wrap that shit up next time.
Wrap it up, B.
Creative fail. Mine is adding this women's women's tag match to Fastlane. There's no build. There's no desire. This is a 6-woman tag match in disguise because only 4 women are going to come out. That is a creative fail if that's all you could add to this card, and you add it in the last week, and you don't even announce it on TV. Come on. Medine.
Where are we at?
Creative fail. Pay attention.
Sorry. It was difficult throughout this show.
Hey, the Medinesboro exit's closed. You got to pay attention.
Yes, the ramp is closed. Creative fail will go, since I already named the ladies, I guess I can't name them again. You know what? That throw together tag team match, the fact that Becky and Carmella had a one-on-one, and then all of a sudden Naomi and Natty get thrown into the tag team match.
And by the way, we didn't even see Usos in New Day. I forgot to put that on the prediction sheet.
I think they did a recap of what happened last week.
Right, but yeah, do you want to pick it since I completely forgot about it?
No New Day, no Usos. Once again on TV. They've only been on TV once in the past month.
I think the Bludgeon Brothers do what Jinder's going to do and set that up as another fucking triple threat. I'm going to go all triple threat mania.
They must have heard Rob's complaints about it, and they were like, Vince, because he's always saying "F you, Vince," and so Vince was like, "Oh yeah, F you too, Rob. Here's WrestleMania for you. Nothing but triple threat mania." Late
glorious. Vice says the show ending, but he wasn't a fan of tonight. Ugh. He says his creative fail's got to be the Baron Corbin graphics, and creative fail Natty and Naomi backstage for Stike Leather. Well, it started off like normal. She was watching the TV from the side. What do you expect? So it is what it is. Can't believe we just forgot the fucking tag title match. This is how awful some of this is booked. And what did you say, Medine? This should be the overall creative fail. You said, I remember when SmackDown was good.
Oh, yeah. Remember when SmackDown was lit every week? It actually wasn't that long ago. I would say maybe about
October, November.
Yeah, a little bit probably before that. Before Mr. Jesse James became the head writer.
Nobody's that.
I'm not blaming him completely. I am blaming him for blaming us, the fans.
Rob has put this to bed several times. Okay, it's a title. Okay, it is a fucking title. It's like calling a secretary your administrative assistant.
Yo, I'm sorry.
It's a fucking title.
No, listen. If your players are playing bad on the field, you as the manager are going to take the slack or take the flack of it. You're not doing anything on the field, but your players are fucking up. So guess what? You're going to get fired.
Gloria's late on the board for Twitch. AJC says when the show went off. And New Day is on SmackDown. Wow. Yeah, you forgot about that. The promos on SmackDown from 2016 to early 2017 was the reason SmackDown was so good is what Berto says. And SmackDown was dope in August, Vice says. SmackDown is the Titanic. It's sinking every week is what Juan says. Yeah, everybody should bail. It is kind of sinking. I don't know if it's because
Kinda?
Well, I don't know if it's the road to WrestleMania and they just don't know what the
Bro, it's got a cannonball size hole in the starboard bow.
Oh, here's what we're forgetting. Okay. The promos on SmackDown. Say what you will about Dean Ambrose. but his promos, his character, his creative, outside the ring, he's A+.
Bro, you know you don't have to tell me that.
Okay,
You
so
know I know that.
remember, AJ Ambrose and Miz were all on the program back then. Miz, we lost in the shakeup or whatever the fuck it's said. And Teddy says it's already sunk. Yeah, Teddy. Way to be negative. Housekeeping. Rob hasn't updated that shit. So follow us on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. We're all over the place. IA Strike Force says, so much talent on SmackDown,
I know.
but nobody can write for them. So much talent on NXT, and somebody can write for them. I remember a while ago, somebody got moved up from NXT writer-wise, and they were only up there for like 2 months, and then Road Dogg took over. Again, that's just the title. Who's the guy at Gorilla, basically, is what it seemingly says, but
it's still real to me, damn it.
Right? That title just means something. It has to. And last week, we forgot it. We won't tonight. Even though we ain't got shit. Carmella wrestled tonight. Let that sink in.
In a one piece.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
Berto says that it sank in May when Jinder won, and they're just now sending rescue ships. They got better response time than Contrita. Where's the perfect 10? Yeah, he's not on. What do you got?
So we're going to run through this.
We didn't do.
What?
I still did manage to skip something. Forgot to do the LOL award.
Oh, shit.
The guys falling outside in the snow was LOL for Stike Leather. Mine, I'll just do it real quick, was Nakamura Day. Dude, you can't just make up your own holidays, bro.
I like Natty telling, or Naomi telling Natty that she only has friends as cats. Her cats are her only friends.
Yeah. Name me a friend that isn't a cat, she said.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, good. What do you got?
All
this is the Mud Report, by the way.
Yeah, it is. We're falling off the rails here.
It's the end of the show, and it was a shitty show. How can we react to shit?
Speaking of shitty shows, WWE plans on continuing its PG format in order to appease its sponsors. So don't, even if Fox, the rumor is Fox is going to take over, buy for $400 million, cut the show to 2 hours, but that would be a 8 to 10 o'clock show because most Fox affiliates do have a newscast at 10 p.m. and most of your, shall I say, carnal type of programming does not really occur in that 8 to 10 hour. If you were to do it 9 to 11, perhaps, but don't plan on that happening because WWE has their sponsors.
Until it happens, I'm not really going to react to it.
Yeah, WWE
we've talked it to death. It's one of those recurring dirt sheets that you just get a new chapter of each time, but nothing's really changed yet.
And number one sponsor boy himself, John Cena, who has multiple commercials and endorsements outside of WWE, is said to be taking time off after Mania, a long or an extended break. So it's actually not after Mania, it's the Raw after Mania. So expect to see him the night. So that worries me, Adam, because it makes me think that something's going to happen at Mania, and then the next night something bigger happens.
I'll be entirely honest. I was looking down at my production sheet to see what was next, so I don't know what you said.
No, it's
but
okay.
I'll agree with it. It sounded very intelligent.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
And then finally, maybe some people are familiar with this young man. His name is Briley Pierce.
Never heard of him.
Neither have I. Apparently, he's tweeted that he has a huge announcement on Friday involving himself and
Do you know
Dolph
who he
Ziggler.
is?
He's a NXT talent as well as a comedian. So I'm thinking maybe this
Did Dolph find him on the comedian circuit?
I don't know the extent of their relationship.
So he's a comedian turned NXT wrestler.
Or vice versa.
Who's trying to get some heat on himself.
Something.
Hey, it worked for Ricochet. You know, now he's got a program going and stuff like that. So who knows? All In show was announced. Anaconda Vice wants to say. Sure.
That's awesome because that really deserves time on this show as opposed to what I am reading.
On this day in history, Teddy received good news. He was told his penis wasn't going to fall off after having sex. That's
Excellent.
the LOL award
we'll
for Juan.
We'll save that one for next year. There have been other rumors. Former SmackDown talent Alberto Del Rio is I guess, wanted back by the company, but reports today say that he's reached an agreement to wrestle for the AAA promotion. The deal is only for their Triple Mania pay-per-view, and it will not be on a full-time basis, so don't be surprised if you see ADR after Mania.
He is the most self-destructive. He is a Jeff Jarrett type. The guy, the night after winning, goes to social media, winning his first title, says, I'm going to retire in 4 years. That was well over 4 years ago, by the way. Just putting that out there. He constantly, everywhere he goes, then he doesn't show. He quits. He walks out. He leaves. Oh, man.
He's got a match coming up with Austin Aries at the Triple Mania.
Another one. How are we still talking about this guy? You know, that just,
They were putting him out front as often as they could.
I don't care. What do you got?
When did Bob get on the show?
Oh, he's here.
I was confused by it.
Shut up, Bob.
So was I. Let's see. Should we talk about the other show?
Oh, Stike says Vince wants Berto back. Triple H doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm with Triple H then.
Vince likes him. Triple H doesn't. I don't know.
Next.
Do you want to talk about?
Can we talk about this?
I don't want to talk about the other show. I really don't. Don't make me.
What? We don't need to talk about anything.
We don't. Okay, I do want to say one thing.
The
about
board's
the other show.
clamoring for something else.
Yeah, because the other show does have one of my favorites, and I'm really excited about this news. According to Pro Wrestling Sheet, Jeff Hardy has been given the green light to return to the squared circle. He's only awaiting the go-ahead from the WWE medical staff at this point.
And I got some dumb shit I thought of that kind of plays off that. I think that the Bray Wyatt rubber match with Matt Hardy that's going to take place at the Hardy compound is going to start there. But you've got to remember, what other thing do these two have in common? They both have the powers of teleportation.
Whoa.
Bray can do it on his own, and we know Matt's got Vanguard 5. You add in Brother Nero. Holy shit.
And not to mention WWE's budget, which was a lot bigger than TNA's. So, I don't care if the match is good or bad. I just want it to be entertaining and funny.
Now, PG isn't the problem, bad writing, as IA Strikeforce says, going back to that earlier comment. And somebody on the board was saying that Vince is a pussy because they swear and curse in the show that follows it. The rule is 10 o'clock. You can do whatever. Paul Heyman said bullshit last night, I believe, but he was bleeped. So you can do whatever they want. Man, I don't know anymore.
I'll tell you what. The ultimate deletion.
You don't want to talk about that show, you don't get to.
Damn.
This day in wrestling history.
That's the way it works. You can't just decide when you want to talk about it.
Adam just killed the mood, everybody. I don't even want to do the game now.
No, you better. It's the most must-play game in MOWP history.
I guess.
Here's Medine, your lackluster host.
All right, everybody. Who beat who? Dolph Ziggler or John Morrison?
Johnny Nitro.
Johnny Mundo.
Hey. Is that what he goes by now?
He has several monikers, yes. I think
Johnny
that's one
Mundo,
of them.
I didn't hear that one.
Johnny Mundo is one of them.
Johnny Mundo. Just Johnny whatever. Johnny on the spot. I'm going to say, fuck it, Dolph. Juan says Johnny Mundo. Actually, he wrote Nitro. Morrison for Vice. Johnny Impact for Teddy. Everybody's putting a new name.
Yeah, Johnny Impact was another one. The only one he's not is Johnny Wrestling.
I like how everybody on the board is picking something different. Johnny on AJC. Everybody says Johnny except for me. Who's right?
None of you. Dolph Ziggler won that match, guys.
I said Dolph Ziggler.
Did you?
Yes.
We have to rewind the tape.
John Hennigan. I just said everybody on the board says Morrison, but I say Ziggler.
Fine.
Who's right?
Buzz all of them then. No, all
I
of them.
get my fucking coins. I get my fucking coins. Hey, let me just check with our judge.
This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this method.
He says I'm right. Next question.
Wow, we got like 5 different monikers for John Morrison. It was great.
Well, I think John Hennigan is his real
actual
name.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. All right.
That was for Berto.
The real favorite question of this portion of the game show: how long did it take? Closest without going over.
Yeah, no. I should put the timer on there while I stall for this one, because I got to wait for the board so that I can pick which one of their answers I like the best and add a second to. I'm imagining this wasn't a long match. I don't need the board. Fuck them. I'm going on my own tonight, Medine.
Whoa.
5 minutes, 32 seconds.
Get the fuck out of
AJC
here.
says 3 minutes. 12 minutes for Anaconda Vice and Juan. 12:35 for Berto. 4:20 for Teddy, of course. What's the answer?
You're as close as you've ever been before in your entire life at this game.
Really?
That match lasted 5 minutes and 33 seconds. How
Holy
the fuck did you do that?
Fuck. 8 minutes for Stike on the board. I should go on my own from now on,
Holy
apparently.
shit.
I pulled within a second out of my
Bro,
ass.
my brain almost exploded just now when you said that.
And you're a witness. It was before anybody put on the board, and they're not even close
I'm
anyway.
about to shed a tear.
Yeah, and I don't. My phone's plugged in. I'm dead from playing all my games. What's the next question? I'm feeling cocky. I'm 2 for 2.
I don't even know that I can ask another question after that.
Pastrana says I have one. What do you have?
Completely blew my mind.
5:32, and it was 5:33.
Jeez, Louise.
Hey, I don't know if they use Olympic stopwatches, but I might be closer to right than they were.
For real. For real, for real.
What's next?
All right, true or false? That was the longest match of the night.
That was the longest match of the night, true or false? I'm figuring that you put this here because it was true. But then I'm also figuring that you think that I would think that way, so I'm going to guess false. What do you?
Is that your final answer?
False. The board thinks I was doing a work by guessing that closely. No.
I can honestly say that. I mean, there's unless he fucking.
I'm the only one playing. It would be stupid if I knew the fucking answers.
Guys, unless he hacked my phone, there's no way that he knew that.
Yeah, everybody's agreeing with me, saying false. Juan, Teddy, Anaconda Vice, and AJC says false. What do you got?
That is true. I'll run through that. There were.
We all suck.
There were
disrespectful, stupid idiot.
There were 6 matches televised on that card, and I won't go through all the matches, but I'll give you the times. The first match was 2 minutes long. The second match was 2 minutes 42 seconds long. The third match was 3 minutes 8 minutes long. 3 minutes 8 seconds long. The fourth match 1 minute 12 seconds long. The fifth match 2 minutes 33 seconds long, and finally the last match, the 5-minute 33-second match. That tells me that there was a shit ton of promos that night.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I didn't need the full recap. What else?
Where?
Juan says, I need Noah's computer. I'd be doing better. What do you got?
What was the only title defended that night? Was it the IC title? Was it the WWE title? Or was it the Divas title?
Go away, Baton.
Jesus. This sounds like the most awful card in history. So, Divas. And sounds like Chewy agrees with me. The board is saying, Juan says IC. AJ says IC. Other answers I'm sure are going to come in. But whatever you're recapping, this day in wrestling history sucked. Anaconda and Stike says Divas. What do you got?
Indeed, it was the Divas title. The champion was Eve Torres, and she defeated Nikki Bella in 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
I'm 3 for 4. Pre-Cody IC, AJC guessed, and Teddy also guessed IC, so they were wrong. What's next, or is that it?
One last one.
One last one.
Where did this take place? Was this in Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, or neither?
San Antonio, Dallas, or neither. It's probably still in Texas if it's neither, and it all sucked no matter what. Man, I'm going to go with, fuck it, Dallas. The board says Stike says neither, Juan says neither, Vice says Houston, San Antonio for AJC. Houston wasn't a choice, Vice, so right an answer, I guess, is a neither. And Dallas for Teddy, he's agreeing with me. That probably brought my odds of getting it right down. What is it?
Adam, you fucking killed it tonight. The correct answer is Dallas, Texas.
4 out of 5.
I don't think you've done this well.
I don't think I've ever done this well. You know, it's not quite perfect, so I can't play the music.
And that's all right. But
That'd
that
be
was
copyright infringement on Steve.
That was a card on Monday Night Raw, March 7th, 2011. I'll give you the year this time. I'll have you guess that one.
Juan was 0 for 5.
But yeah, I mean, you might want to retire from this, Adam.
Yeah, Teddy was 1 for 5. Was there 6 questions?
No, it was 5, guys.
Teddy's terrible at math.
There was 5 questions.
420. He just wants to add to 6. So what do I get?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Stupid show.
And that concludes this week's edition of This Day in Wrestling History. Back to you, Adam.
You've got mail.
So we're back in the archives. This time it's episode 43, 8/22/16. Going to check in with Hitman. He's telling us all the shit we've changed our minds on and all sorts of stuff. This is our SummerSlam reaction show.
This is the show where I came back and fell asleep, isn't it?
Yes, this is a 6-minute long drunk show recap. Rob was way out of it. Someone killed the dog because the dog wouldn't shut up. Bob won at predictions, so this was truly hell frozen over there. The panel can't tell if Brock versus Orton was a work or not. I remember that because it lasted like no time. Robot voices came back. Rob says, all the belts but the IC look stupid. Yeah, because they were all blue, purple, red. They still are.
The fans hated that shit.
Yeah, the booking was questionable, and we tried to plan our game shows, but that fell apart. Excuse me. Got to take a drink. That's good water. Final thoughts for this episode. The good old someone kills the dog bit always makes me laugh, and the panel getting in its own way to make some game shows. This was in 2016. It's 2018, and we are still waiting for good game shows. Yes, and if you go back and listen to that recording, that was SummerSlam reaction was that night. It would be the following night, the Raw reaction.
No,
the night after that you came back and slept.
No.
Was that Tuesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday because I went to Raw also.
Okay, because at the end of the episode, all you hear in the background is you snoring on the couch.
I was fucking out.
Yeah, you were done. I don't have much else to close on. The show was a go home show. By that perspective, I might give it a B.
Ugh,
By
really?
normal perspective, probably a C minus.
That was if you're giving it a B, it's like a Clayton Kershaw curveball B.
You got to remember the curve that is set for a go home show for me is just so low. Here's the thing, and I'm going to go a little outside of wrestling for a second. This is just a little life lesson for everybody out there. I know people say go out and be positive, but every day that you go out there and think today is the day and it's not, you're going to be disappointed more often than not. If you think you're going to have 15, or if you think you're going to have a great day 365 days a year, you're probably going to have a great day 15 days a year, which means 350 days a year, you're fucking disappointed. I think that you should wake up every day thinking this day is going to suck. Nothing good is going to happen. Everything is going to fall apart. And guess what? You're going to be right 350 times. And then on those 15 days when you're not right, those are going to be just gold because now you exceeded your expectations. If we start treating WWE the same way, I think we would be a lot happier. I think everything would seem like gravy, kumquats and anything else that you like. I don't know what Teddy might eat out there, but something is basically got to happen or lower your expectations. We've mentioned that term a lot on the show. Lower them, folks. You go watching WWE every night thinking this is going to be the worst shit I've ever seen WWE put on. And I bet you that you'll be, oh, they had one good match. That means something, right? Tune in next time. Same smart time. Same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side. Smackdown Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.